We ain't baby all close.
Nah, you stupid.
But yo, look, Puff is
Nah. You working with
I've known
Pac?
Puff for 30 years.
You saw Big before he passed?
Yeah.
Bro, so you're close. And Jack, what were you saying?
In the documentary, there was insinuations of, that Diddy possibly had something to do with both Tupac and Biggie. And,
who's telling the story, right? You can skew
People very close to the situation.
but you can create.
I look at the computer. The computer say, Floyd said, T.I. Nelly fucked 50. I'm like, what did he say 50 for? Nelly, your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance. Say fuck that.
People would think it would be unethical, especially if you've been accused of such things, to be the person blowing the whistle on other people being accused of such things. 50 don't give up. Okay? He don't give up. He posted the Netflix thing. He said number 1 in 36 countries and 11 others still going up. Okay? Now, here it is. 50 is now posted a picture, and an edited picture of that. A picture that someone drew.
50 Cent's Diddy documentary series didn't merely release. It detonated across the streaming world, rocketing to the top and catching even the biggest stars off guard. Audiences tuned in out of sheer curiosity or for the controversy. But what they encountered was a sharp, purposeful narrative that felt less like entertainment and more like an eye-opening revelation. Just as the initial buzz started to settle, whispers began to spread. Rumors of a second season are swirling, promising a darker, more intense tone. The talk hints at deeper revelations, possibly involving Jay-Z, casting a tense, shadowy presence over the entire industry. If these rumors hold weight, this won't just continue the saga. It could reopen long-buried secrets, with Jay-Z merely being the tip of the iceberg. Speculation runs wild that more influential figures, bound by power, rivalry, or unresolved history, may soon face the heat, and the silence surrounding it all feels too intentional to ignore.
I think, and just to kind of like roll off of what 50 was saying, I did not believe that I did not believe that it was going to be this crazy, but he's been the biggest champion of it. And so I think the goal was, the original conversation that 50 and I had in sitting down and talking about it, in the wake of Cassie filing her lawsuit, which is when we kind of had our first conversation, right then, was, understanding that there were a lot of rumors in the industry. There was a lot of talk about, some of this bad behavior. I think Cassie's lawsuit, the level of detail that, getting underneath the hood and seeing the level of detail that she brought forward was really a lot to digest. And I think that both 50 and I were really interested in the nuances of tackling a story like this, like kind of understanding, where does the role of victim, begin and end versus like being a perpetrator, and kind of understanding cycles of violence and these kind of reoccurring patterns, and just seeing how complex the story was, and that no one was really treating it like that. Everyone was just very focused on salacious headlines and like with no context, And so I think for us, we wanted to put that care into the story.
But they did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning. It's because they didn't get a chance to watch it, when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind, and it becomes the number one dog.
But also, someone calling it a hit piece was a statement from Diddy's team. So, I mean, what's your response to Diddy's team? Of course, they're going to probably have an opinion. And then what's your opinion on people that just say that you're petty? Are you petty?
I accept that. I'll take that. I'll wear that. I'm fine. I have antics that I've become comfortable with on social media because of the usage of social media. That's just that. You know what I mean? But when they look at, they'll say, me deciding to go on ABC is petty. The morning show is the biggest show. Yeah. These people, they came. It's a great opportunity to be on that actual platform, but they looked at it further and said it's airing in prison, so this would be why I would like to do that. And it didn't come across as a reason not to. Of course, I was aware that it would be airing.
And for both of you, one of the other questions fans are asking is, there are a lot of great and powerful interviews in this, but where are A-list celebrities? Where are people in his orbit that remain silent? Like, they've never really even spoken out against the allegations or anything that's going on. Are people just concerned about their careers? Are they afraid to speak out? Because I remember Harvey Weinstein, right away, everyone was like piling on and talking. Why is everyone afraid to say anything about Diddy?
It's a part of the hip hop culture. Like, they think that they are telling something. Or just mind your business type of thing. Like, so if there's no, other than that, you would look, if I wasn't saying the things that you've heard me say, there would be nothing being said at all. So it'd just be, you would assume that the culture.
As the buzz for season 2 intensified, Marlon Wayans unexpectedly threw his hat into the ring, advising caution about 50 Cent's series during an interview. He pointed to the deep personal feud between 50 and Diddy, raising questions about how documentaries manipulate narratives. His remarks, focused on intent and accountability, sparked immediate backlash. In typical fashion, 50 Cent didn't hesitate to respond, firing back with a barrage of memes and biting online comments. What started as a single opinion quickly escalated into a public clash, keeping their simmering tension front and center for everyone to witness.
To imagery from white chicks and other bold posts to make his point and throw shade right back at Marlon. Things quickly turned petty, with AI-generated images and back-and-forth posts keeping their beef firmly in the spotlight.
You found time for a social media beef with 50 Cent. What was it like in the family chat? Well, brothers, they were funny.
Damon was like, why you pick the biggest brother? He's on gamma rays. Stick to beefing with Soulja Boy, Kevin Hart, people that we can beat. You fight him. Leave guys that got shot 9 times alone. He survived 9.
And so I backed out.
I just said his name. They asked me about the documentary. I was like, I didn't see it. And then they asked me about it, and I just gave my opinion. I was just like, I don't think brothers need to be quarreling in public like that. And then what I get into? A public quarrel with a brother. And I just think it was bad for the culture. And so I kind of backed out. I don't even say that name anymore. If you ask me, hey, you got change of $1? I need a half $1. So you need a half $1.
All right. So I'm going to make it abundantly clear. I'm not here defending Diddy. I am here because I got dragged into this because somebody asked me a question and I had an opinion. Nobody's wrong for giving an opinion about any subject. Period. I'm not here defending Diddy. Don't let the narrative fool you or get to you. Once again, somebody's creating narratives. This is my point. So please look at the whole clip that I did and then look what happens with the narrative. And that's what I'm telling you. Y'all people don't be sheep. Use your brain, use your freedom of thought, freedom of speech, and don't ever let nobody bully you. Never. Don't let nobody bully you. You got me? Love.
As the buzz for season 2 intensified, Marlon Wayans unexpectedly threw his hat into the ring, advising caution about 50 Cent's series during an interview. He pointed to the deep personal feud between 50 and Diddy, raising questions about how documentaries manipulate narratives. His remarks, focused on intent and accountability, sparked immediate backlash. In typical fashion, 50 Cent didn't hesitate to respond, firing back with a barrage of memes and biting online comments. What started as a single opinion quickly escalated into a public clash, keeping their simmering tension front and center for everyone to witness.
Between 50 and Marlon Wayans.
With him and Marlon Wayans, I don't understand, Marlon got his own opinion, just like everybody got an asshole. He got his own opinion too. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to say whatever he wants to say. But, when somebody is going to war or don't like somebody or somebody got a beef with somebody, unless you want to be a part of that beef or take a part of that, why you going to get involved in it? You understand? Keep your opinion to yourself. If you know those two people got a beef and you got a voice out here. Marlon got a voice because he comes from that family that have done crazy, comedy shows and things for our community as far as being the elites of the comedy world and then of the movie world. And he comes from that family, bro. So, you putting his voice and saying that, 50 is doing something wrong and stuff like that. People can't tell people what to do and how to do with their lives and with their time and everything like that. And if he's going against Puff and he's putting stuff out there, that's his business. That's him and Puff's business. You understand? Like people try to say I'm doing something wrong. That's me and Puff's business. You understand? No, but it's all right for him to send dudes to try to do something to me. It's all right for him to, send people or get them information so I can lose my job. It's all right for them to do they do. You understand? But when they see somebody like me or doing it back or saying something, I gotta be some broke this, I gotta be some jealous this, I gotta be some hating ass and stuff like that. No, this is war. You understand? I might not have the ammunition he have. I might not have the people that he have. So for Marlon Wayans to go at 50 like that, both of them got money. You know what I'm saying? Both of them got, their own peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? But for Marlon to put out a clip that is an AI generated clip against 50, that's something whole different, bro. That's something whole, and I see that's happening right now. They got a clip of me holding a picture of Diddy and I think it's 50 or somebody in the bed together. You understand? I ain't never had that picture right there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that. That's a lie. But they're allowing that like that to come on the internet. You know what I'm saying? They're allowing people, to cut and paste and put stuff out there and make people seem like, they are some kind of fanoid, some homosexual ass whatever. And I know you can't say that on a thing, but that's what it is, bro. And I just hate that they are allowed and they can't be sued for doing stuff like that, man. And that's what, if you're going to do anything, you should be able to sue somebody to be doing stuff like that. For him to put 50 in the hot tub with Puff or get that picture when he knows it's an AI generated picture, that was low. That was real low. But he said, so since 50 trolling, I'm a troll. So have that same energy when you see that man. Keep trolling when you see that man. And that's what I got to say about that one. My whole thing about it is, bro, people going around saying, but Diddy's in jail. And him being in jail don't bring back none of the people that died, not only on his watch, on his making. It don't bring back Big. You know what I'm saying? I heard one journalist talk about, Suge Knight is the one who, Big and set Big up and everything like that. So let me ask you something. Suge Knight was working in accordance with Puff to get Big out of California. He was working with Puff to keep Big from going to London. Suge Knight was working with Puff to do that? I don't think so. I heard Puff tell Kirk Burroughs on that Thursday, yo, Big ain't going nowhere. You could go by yourself, but Big ain't going nowhere. You know what? When you look at things and they see things, you know that facts will change your...
Next in line is Jay-Z, and this feels less like a surprise and more like a given. If anyone was bound to emerge after Diddy, especially with 50 Cent's growing momentum, it was Jay. Their paths have run parallel through decades of the music industry, defined by alliances, quiet competition, and lingering tension that never quite disappeared. Now, with Sherlock Holmes at the center of this reckoning, the constant buzz of speculation has fans quietly wondering if Jay-Z's moment in the spotlight is drawing near. Nothing has been confirmed, but the silence, coupled with the timing, is exactly what's fueling the unease.
Let's stay really friends with them.
how close was Diddy and Jay-Z? They was close enough that they wasn't playing basketball. They wasn't playing baseball. They wasn't playing football. And they wasn't playing hockey or soccer for Diddy to come on stage, pat him on his ass, and then make the statement to people in the world that can't nobody call me Sean but Jay-Z. Now, I don't know what kind of statement, and I can't say, I wish I could say half a homo, but I know I can't say it. But I don't know what kind of half a homo that is. And you trying to say that you're not close to somebody. You coming on stage, patting them on their ass, and then you making a broad statement to the public. Can't nobody call me Sean but Sean Carter. And I heard Jay-Z said the same thing about them. But they were so close that they had matching white girls together. Because when they used to see each other, they used to say, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? He'd be like, yo, how your skinny white girl doing? So I guess that's a certain type of...
50 Cent has only stoked the fire of speculation with subtle yet deliberate moves on Instagram, including a post featuring Jay-Z that fans immediately interpreted as a signal. The reaction was immediate, comments flooded in, predicting the emergence of the so-called Jay-Z files, with many speculating a full season or special could be next. Instead of shutting it down, 50 quietly amplified the buzz by liking comments that supported the theory, sending the rumor mill into overdrive. Considering Jay-Z's decades-long influence, expansive business empire, and deep connections within the industry, particularly his well-known relationship with Diddy, the idea of him being thrust into a deeper spotlight has more than enough weight to command attention. Jay-Z's continued silence hasn't quelled the speculation. If anything, it's only fueled it, with many now viewing his role in the next chapter not as a question, but as an inevitability.
Now, a lot of people think it's unethical for a rapper to be blowing the whistle on another rapper, given the fact that many rappers do the same things. Now, maybe not Diddy things, but like, I can tell you, I know many rappers who they do domestically assault their women. They have put their hands on their woman. They have beat their woman before. They have a domestic case. People would think it would be unethical, especially if you've been accused of such things, to be the person blowing the whistle on other people being accused of such things. 50 don't give a okay? He don't give a He posted the Netflix thing. He said #1 in 36 countries and 11 others still going up. Okay. Now, here it is. 50 is now posted a picture, and an edited picture of that. A picture that someone drew of Jay-Z. And 50 said, please stop sending me stuff like this. I'm not going to post it. But of course, he's being facetious because he posted the picture that he claimed he wouldn't post. Now, that's not the interesting part, y'all. The interesting part is when you look at it, 50 was in the comments here and he was liking posts. You can't see what the author, which would be 50, likes. But 50, and I guess I could post it on, give me a second. I could post it on our burner page. Wait, what? Wait. Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Every time I open my phone, I see like a million different things. Anyway, because I don't want to slow the stream down. 50 is liking these comments, and these comments are saying, yo, do the documentary on Jay-Z next, right? Oh, actually people posted on Twitter. So they're actually saying, and they're encouraging, and 50's liking it. Here we go. It's a 50 Cent liking a comments hinting Jay-Z's next. Somebody says, my only question. He's next, isn't he? 50 liked it. Okay.
Another name gaining traction for season 2 is Rick Ross, and this one isn't built on rumor. It's grounded in real history. The rivalry between Ross and 50 Cent is one of hip-hop's most enduring and volatile, stretching back to the late 2000s and fueled by lyrical shots, diss tracks, and years of public exchanges. What started in the music world quickly spiraled into interviews, social media barbs, and personal attacks that fans still talk about today. Recently, the tension flared up again when 50 publicly mocked Ross during Relevance, sparking sharp online reactions. Now, with the documentary series gaining steam, 50 seems to be revisiting old wounds, hinting that this feud might resurface in a much bigger, more calculated way. If season 2 delves deeper, Rick Ross may not just be a passing mention, he could step into the spotlight, proving that some hip-hop rivalries don't die. They just wait for the perfect moment to reignite.
Hey guys, I just saw a very unfortunate situation that took place in Canada, and I wanted to say to everyone, that I hope that brother made it home safely. I hope that he now has a different perspective and a better sense of what to do and what not to do while you're out in the world, that part where the young guy was he did this little move and shit and got knocked the fuck out, right there. That does not reflect him. That reflects his camp. And he might need to go get the Dream Chasers or, the 305 Killers.
Number 4 is Janice Combs, a name seldom in the spotlight but potentially pivotal if season 2 explores how Diddy became the man he is today. As his mother, Janice raised Shaw Combs largely on her own after the early death of his father, becoming the foundation of his upbringing while juggling multiple jobs to ensure stability and opportunity. A former model and school aide, she has publicly challenged the documentary's portrayal of Diddy's childhood, claiming it misrepresented her parenting and ignored the discipline, structure, and care she provided. Her pushback has reignited debate, with some people who knew the family offering conflicting views on the home environment. If the series digs deeper, Janice's perspective, and the ongoing dispute over how those early years are depicted, could emerge as one of the most powerful and contentious storylines, potentially reshaping how viewers perceive the origins of such a powerful and polarizing figure.
I've already said that I believe that he was victimized, and I think it happened long before the industry. People really don't want to look closer into his childhood and to what his mama had going on in that house. God knows what he saw and what happened to him in his own mama house. All of those strangers, them up involved, looking around, seeing what was going on. And let's just be clear, it sounds like her house was a house of, professional freak-offs. So who knows what he saw or what could have happened to him while she was busy entertaining people and pouring and getting tips, as she would say, for her after-hour life.
Oh yeah. He was. I'm gonna say he was surprised to hear that.
School bus driver. No, was he surprised or was he like, zip it, you talking too much? Because that's what it looked like to me. It looked like you talking a little bit too much. They don't need to know about that. While she was sitting up there, because I was a bus driver and I was this, and I worked at the after hours. And I would pour them drinks and they would give me big tips.
She did say it just like that. Big tips. In
Big pimping, spending cheeks.
in Sean's own words, in Diddy's own words, he had said he had a sigh of relief learning that he was the son of a hustler or a gangster. Like he wanted that status. He wanted to say that he was a sigh of relief is a wild thing to say, that your daddy was a gangster or a hustler. That's what you heard that he was.
Well, I mean, like Tim said, they had a bunch of blaxploitation movies being played around the house all the time. They grew up with the Mac playing. They grew up with Superfly playing. Like, I mean, if that's what you got going on, you got two women in the house and there's no men around, and these are what the little boys are watching. You got basketball players coming over late at night. You got hustlers coming over, PIMPs coming over, women who look like they were modeling for Jet Magazine coming over. Like, it sounds like the nature of the environment is what shaped their perception of what cool was.
Another name quietly gaining attention for season 2 is Ray J, and this one feels both unexpected and intentional. While he's not typically seen as one of the industry's major players, Ray J has a history of viral moments and lingering tension that 50 Cent has never overlooked. Their connection dates back to a notorious backstage altercation years ago when Ray J confronted Fabulous at a Las Vegas event, an incident 50 has since revisited with sarcasm, highlighting how the drama quickly fizzled as Fabulous took the stage, unfazed. More recently, 50 has kept Ray J in his sights by reposting clips from his media appearances, often using them for subtle ridicule. With rumors of a more intense and aggressive second season growing, fans are now wondering if Ray J's past antics and public persona might secure him a more prominent, and possibly uncomfortable, role in the unfolding narrative.
Now, as a journalist, you heard me say what I said, and that's kind of what cranked this whole thing up. But then fast forward to the documentary. It's saying that they was getting their ass taken, bro. Say that multiple times. We kept partying. You owe you some money? I mean, you know. Yo, what the f is going on in this world, bro? You said I woke up with females in the bed. Then I woke up and Diddy was in the bed. What was Diddy doing in the bed, bro? Ooh, man. I went and took a and my coming out. Way more runnier. I'm feeling sore around the rear end area. Okay, I got you. So I know what happened. I've been taken, and now I'm still here partying, acting like nothing ever.
Another figure drawing attention for season 2 is Stevie J, and this time, it's not about old rivalries. It's about loyalty under fire. As a longtime bad boy insider and respected producer, Stevie J stepped up during the fallout from Shock Holmes, The Reckoning, publicly pledging to defend Diddy no matter the cost. His bold declaration didn't just catch eyes, it ignited the internet, not just for what he said, but for how fiercely he said it. To many, it felt less like support and more like a hard line drawn in the sand. And of course, 50 Cent seized the moment, using Stevie J's vow to fuel sharp commentary and viral mockery. As the documentary conversation grows darker and more intense, Stevie J's unwavering loyalty has quietly thrust him into the spotlight, raising uncomfortable questions about how far loyalty can truly stretch when the pressure gets real.